Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. This is my first time playing in Teaneck, New Jersey. Glad to be here. My name is HIroya. I'm originally from Kyoto, Japan. And as you might know about Kyoto, Kyoto is one of the most traditional part in Japan because Kyoto was the old capital in Japan for many years before they moved the capital to Tokyo. But somehow I started playing 5-string banjo when I was 13 years old, which is very unusual. And of course, I was the only kid in town playing banjo, and I was kind of a weird kid. But anyway, here's the result. So what I do is a mixture of different things. I hope you enjoy the performance. The first piece was one of my compositions, which is called From Coast to Coast. And since I travel all the time to perform in different states, I write lots of songs in different places. And I wrote this next piece in Utah, where I played a couple of years ago. And the name of the piece is the name of the place. The place is called Gemini Bridge. And this place, Gemini Bridge, was in the middle of the mountains, hard to access. And I ran a jeep, and after driving a jeep about a couple of hours, I got to this very beautiful place, which is a natural stone bridge with the huge rocks. And it was very beautiful, and I had my guitar with me, and I wrote this piece there. This is called a Gemini Bridge. I like to sing one Japanese folk song since I'm from there. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Japanese history, and as you might know, Japan was a closed country. We were closed off for many years. Even though we got lots of offers from other countries to open Japan, countries such as United States and other countries in Europe, they wanted to open Japan, but we didn't want to, so we kind of kept saying no for many years. But we finally opened the country, which was around the 1860s, and once we opened it, many things came to Japan. And the music was one of the things, and also Western musical instruments came to Japan. Instruments such as guitar, piano, violin, trumpet. And the people at that time in Japan, they were just very fascinated by those instruments because they've never seen before, and it was very fresh to them. And some Japanese musicians, especially composers, wanted to learn more about Western music. And some of them came to the United States, and some of them went to Europe to study music more than 100 years ago. And after they came back to Japan, what they did was combine Japanese folk music with the Western harmony which they learned, and they composed a very beautiful music. So I'd like to introduce one of the songs. And this was composed in 1913. And I'm going to be singing in Japanese, so I'm going to read the English translation for you. And this is called Oboro Zukiyo, and thank you very much. And Oboro means not clear, and Tsuki means moon, so it could be a misty moon or hazy moon in English. I see fields of golden flowers shine in the evening sun. Above the misty mountains, its beauty is all one. As the wind caresses my eyes, gazing gently at the sky, the moon is a halo, it's so beautiful. When I think about the beauty that nature gives to me, from the flowers to the mountains, it's beauty that I see. There is glory and wonder farther than the sea. I say yes to all this loveliness. Life is beautiful to me. 渡す山の霞深し春風そよく空を見ればゆずにかかりて匂いなしゆずにかかりて匂いなしI hope you're having a good time. That I wrote in a small village in Kyoto prefecture, where my grandparents are from. And this piece is called Takibi, T-A-K-I-B-I. It's Japanese, which means bonfire in English. Making fire was sort of a tradition, especially in the countryside of Japan. And when I was a kid, I remember when I used to visit my grandparents' place, they usually had fires, and I have very good fire memories. And, I think you guys are American people too, right? When you think about fires, memories come back. And same as me, and even though I'll be here in the States, which is very far from the village, and also my grandparents are already gone, passed away. But when I think of that moment and that village, I still felt very connected. And about 5 years ago, I had a chance going back to this place after a while, and I brought my guitar and I wrote this piece in the village. Thank you very much. I'm going to do one more piece and I take a short intermission and we have some cookies and some drinks, right? Good stuff. And also, if you like my music, I brought 2 different CDs. It's on the table on the front desk. And one is called The Places, because I wrote all the songs in different places. And the other one is called A Solo, which is complete solo acoustic guitar music. And please check them out if you like my music. I'm going to finish the first set with a song that I wrote in West Virginia. And I played a concert in a small town called Marlinton, in a county called Pocahontas County, which is the southern part of West Virginia. And this county is very rural, but it's a very beautiful county, and most of the lands are filled with the deep forest and pretty untouched. And there's the opera house there, built in the 19th century. It's a beautiful, intimate opera house, and I played the concert there. And after the concert, I was talking to the manager of the opera house. Her name was Bryn. Bryn is a 37-year-old woman. And Bryn said to me, if you have time tomorrow, before you go to the next town, why don't you come to my house, because I live in the mountain, and I want to show you around this area. And I said, sure. But the thing is, this county is too rural, so there's no phone signals and phone receptions, which I always use for GPS. I use my iPhones, but my iPhone didn't work. And she wrote them up on the paper. I drew with the paper, which was very hard. Because we're too used to technology, right? But anyway, I drew with the paper. And the road ended. And after that, another dirt road continued climbing up to the mountains, about 5 or 6 miles. And her house was at the end of the road. And when I got there, there was nothing except the house. And I was thinking, because she's mid-30s, super nice woman, but she lives here by herself. That's what I thought, and I thought she has some reasons, but I didn't ask her, because that was my second day meeting her. But anyway, I came to her house and we had a little conversation, and she said, let's go to the walk. And we started walking into the forest. And as we walked, she explained about the mountains and lands. She picked up a stone, when she flicked a stone, there was a fossil on the other side of the stone, and she said, this was the bottom of the ocean in ancient times. And we kept walking again, and she found another one, and I asked her, what is that? And she said this was a part of the tools which Native American people were using, also a long, long time ago. And we kept walking again, and we got to the hill. And she said to me, if you're okay, I want to go up to the top of the hill with you, with me. And when I looked, it was very high. But I said, let's do it, and we started walking. As we got to the top of the hill, there was a tree. And from the tree, there was a bell hanging, and she rang the bell only one time. And it was such a beautiful moment. Suddenly the bell went to the sky, went to the hill. But at the same time, I was wondering, so I asked her, why there's a bell? I don't see anybody here. And she started talking about herself and her personal story. I had a son. His name was Sam. Sam was born at hospital, and we came back here. But about a week later, Sam died here. And husband at the time, and I carried him. And we brought him to the top of the hill, and we made a hole, and we buried him underneath this tree. And after that, we put the bell. And after hearing that story, I just couldn't say anything. I didn't expect that kind of story, and especially I have small kids, so I know how she felt. But she kept talking. If Sam is alive, he's 9 years old now, and I'm 37, and in a way, I'm still kind of young, and I might meet somebody, another man, in the future, but I really don't know. But I know I have to keep going somehow, and I know my life keeps going. But I still can't leave this place. And at least what I can do now is I try to bring different performers from different places to this opera house to enrich this mountain community. And after her story, I wrote this piece for her, and I named this as Sam's Hill and Sky. Day You want to hear some music? I like playing songs too, but I also like improvising too. So I'm just gonna improvise something for you, one time only kind of thing. And I have a little tool on the floor, which is called a loop pedal, which is connected to my microphones and guitar. So what I'm doing is basically a real-time recording. So I can create layers with my voice and guitar. And I'm going to use this one for this improvisation. And I'm going to record something, and I try to hear myself, and I'm going to keep putting layers. So let's see how it goes. do something even a little different, which is a poetry. I like making poetry since high school, but it's hard for me to read the poetry and play the guitar at the same time. I can do singing, so which means I need somebody, a volunteer, who could read this poetry. Anybody? It's English. Yes, could you come up here? Good, that's quick. What's your name?
Meg.
Meg. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to improvise again, but this time with her reading. And I've been enjoying doing this because every time it's different depending on the reader with the poetry. And so we kind of interact with each other. And I'm going to do an intro, and you can come in later. And then there are 3 parts. And between each part, you can make a space, you can take a rest, and I play some music. Sounds good? Yes. So I wrote this one originally in Japanese, and I asked my friend, she's an American singer-songwriter, her name is Jean. Jim made it a very nice English version. This is originally called Korekara, which means from now on. So May's gonna wait. You can use this microphone if you want. So I'm gonna start.
After a long journey, my friend finally returned and came to see me. He sat down with his back to me, which looked a bit bigger than before, and he gently tied his shoelaces, saying, "Mada mada, mada mada, not yet, not yet." I moved to this town when the snow melt made the river muddy. Time went by and many people left, but I am still here saying, "Soro soro, soro soro," sooner or later, sooner or later. I see those high mountains way down below. I whispered to myself the way my old friend might, saying, "Korekara, korekara, from now on, from now on."
Man.
Yeah.
Japanese, right? Because I can tell the pronunciation is perfect. That's great. And I've been enjoying doing this because in America, because there's always somebody to do it here in the States. But as you can imagine, Japanese people are normally very, very shy. And I tried this many times in Japan, but so far nobody would. Which is kind of sad. And sometimes, since I'm from Japan, it's hard for me to entitle a song in English because English is not my mother language. And sometimes I ask to the American audience to name this song because you guys have a better idea. And that's what I did for this next song. And when I played for the first time, it was in Rochester, New York. And after I played this song, a guy came to me, and he was about a 75 years old guy, and he was telling me about his life and his stories. And he said, as I get older and older, when I wake up every morning, I appreciate every day's life more and more. And he said, how about another great day to be alive? So that's a nice title. But he also said that if you don't name it, I'm not going to buy a CD. So that's what I did. I hope he's happy. think I'm going to do a couple more songs. I'm going to tell you two stories along with the music. One is about the USA and one is about Japan. It's true stories. I hope you enjoy the stories. Tennessee is a special time for me because I met some people very important in my life. One of them is Bill Allen. Bill plays the guitar, and also he built the guitar, and he's a big guitar music fan. And he heard my music on the radio one day, and he liked it. And somehow he found my email address, and he wrote me an email. And he wrote that if you're coming back to Tennessee, I want to organize a concert in my town, so please let me know. And it's been 6 years playing in his town, and every year I go to Tennessee, his concert is my Tennessee tour. And his wife, her name is Dawn. Dawn is a park ranger of Great Smoky Mountain National Park. And Dawn knows very well about the mountains, plants, trees, animals, and also trails. And every time I go to Tennessee, she usually takes me to sort of secret trails only she knows. But last year when I was in Tennessee, they didn't take me hiking. Bill said to me, I'm going to take you to somewhere interesting for you today. And he started driving his Jeep towards the mountains. So when we got to the top of the mountain, he stopped the Jeep and he said, we got here. As soon as I opened the door, I heard Japanese talking to me, which was very surprising. And when I looked, there was a Japanese Buddhist monk standing right in front of me. A monk said to me, welcome to my temple, follow me. And I followed the monk walking up to the top of the mountain where there was a temple. And he said to me, I'm very happy to see you because it's very rare to have Japanese people here in mountain in Tennessee. And as you're here, I'd like to read a chant for you, so please come inside. And I came to the temple, and he invited me to sit down on the floor in a traditional way. And he said, close your eyes. And I closed my eyes, and he started reading the chant. And that was the same chant which my grandmother used to read every morning when I was a kid. And I knew that I was in Montana, Tennessee, but as I was listening to his chant, I almost felt like I was going back to my past. I've been traveling alone from the east to the west. I've been traveling alone to find myself, to find my way. I've been traveling alone from the town to town. I've been traveling alone to find myself, to find my way. I've been living here in the States for 17 years now, and sometimes I feel like I became more like you guys American people, more casual or more open. And now when I go back to Japan, I have a hard time communicating with the Japanese people because they are too formal or too polite. And I had a chance performing on a television program in Tokyo, and I went there sound check, setting up the sound system, microphone and speakers. And there was a group of people working as a sound team, and I was amazed how they work as a team. Very organized. That's what I thought in the beginning. but my mic stand was a little too far, and I wanted to move it closer to me. And as I was moving my mic stand, a guy next to me stopped me and he said, "You want to move your mic stand?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "I think you can do it, but I need to ask my boss." And he went to the back room to get his boss, and his boss came in about a couple minutes later, and he was a little older guy. And he said to me, "I heard you'd like to move a mic stand, is it right?" And I said, "Yeah, just a little bit." And he said, "I think you can do it, but I have to ask my boss." What? And he got a transceiver and he called his boss and he got approval and I was able to move my mic stand. And after the sound check, I went to the green room where I was waiting. I was waiting with another musician from New York City for who plays and percussions. We heard somebody knocking the door, and a guy came in with the water bottles. And the guy said to us, and he will look at 2 water bottles, and he said to me, "Okay, this left bottle is for you, for me, and this right bottle is for your friend, your percussionist." And I was like, "What?" And when I looked at the bottle, I saw my name written with a marker. And when I looked at his, I saw his name on the bottle. And we looked at each other and we laughed and we said, "This is just too much. It's just water bottles. We don't have to do this." So I asked the guy, "Can we switch the bottle?" Is it okay to switch? You know what he said, right? "Let me ask my boss." I've been traveling alone from the east to the west. I've been traveling alone to find myself, to find my way. I've been traveling alone from the east to the west. I've been traveling alone to find myself, to find my way. From the east to the west, I've been traveling alone to find myself, to find my way. I've been traveling alone from the town to town. I've been traveling alone to find myself, to find my way. Thank you.
Inspired by you. And what I had done when I was younger was I wrote a love poem. And it's very, very short. Can't probably get into more than a minute or 2 long. I'd be interested in knowing if you want me to say it and then have you interpret it.
I don't get it. Sorry.
I wrote a love poem when I was younger, and I memorized it. And I was wondering if you'd be interested in interpreting it into music.
Your poem?
My poem.
Yes. Together or?
I have it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You wanna hear
I
it?
can say it. You want me to talk into the microphone?
Sure. What's your name?
My name is Jules.
Jules. Okay. So you want me to improvise with your poem? That's
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that you might be, because I heard you improvising with all these other ideas.
Yes.
It sounds to me like
You might give it a try. Yes. Do the microphone.
Yeah, I need an amplifier.
Okay. So.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't need it.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And he can hear you well too.
Yeah. Spring rain washes.
I have to tune to my guitar.
Okay. Let me tune it also.
All right. Okay.
Spring rain washes blossoming terrain, a calming parade, near then far, soft it falls in puddles, auricular. While rain patters its peaceful pace, suddenly appears my love's face. Love's voice, bass cello harmony sings, reveals sweet melancholy, moments of spring. While love's sweet melancholy moments of spring. While love's I think I lost it.
That was good, anyway. All right.
Okay, thanks so much for coming and listening. I'm going to do one more piece for today. And besides CDs, I also have a mailing list. If you sign up email, I send you a newsletter. It's a monthly newsletters from different places I go. And you will, when I come back to this area in northern New Jersey. And since my name is hard to memorize, I have also flyers. And, you can take that. And I have a website, Facebook homepage. This is another original piece which is called a Vuelta, which has a Spanish name, which means returning. Okay, I'm gonna do something you know, but I'm not gonna tell you the title because I think you will know this song. This is a very old American folk song that I love. I long to see you way a rolling river, oh Shenandoah. I long to see you away, man away across the wide Missouri, oh Shenandoah, I love your daughter way a rolling river, far across your roaming water, away, burn away across the wide Missouri. Several years since I've seen you way a rolling river. 'Tis 7 long years since last I've seen you away, burn away across the wide Missouri. Oh Shenandoah, my native valley, way a rolling divide. Oh, Shenandoah, my native valley, away, born away, cross the wide Missouri.